all the students and welcome you to join our fourth online student gatherings. So tonight we have students from Hong Kong and the mainland to join this event. And tonight's theme is on examination experience sharing. So tonight we have two student representatives, Miss Bonnie Yeung and Kate Yuen, and they will share their experience with you later. So while we are waiting for Kate, hi Bonnie, will you say hello to our
Hi, good
participants?
evening. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Bonnie.
Yeah, and
Hi.
Kate, welcome.
Hi, this is Kate.
Okay, so tonight we will have a field session. First of all, I will introduce some regular our examinations policies for our students, and that there may be some area that you are not aware of. And then after that, we will have a sharing session, and then I will talk to Bonnie and Kate about their learning and examinations experience. And then finally, that we will have some of the learning support that the Institute is offering and other services. And then the last section is the Q&A. Okay, so without further ado, then I will start to introduce our examinations policies matters. So while there are some technical issues, can my colleagues help me to do the PowerPoint sharing? Yeah. Okay, so this is our rundown. So first of all, it's about the development of the profession. And then, of course, that our students join these professions, and then you will expect something from us. And then I would like to first of all to introduce our secretary board to you. Both the CGI, our international body, as well as HKICS, we use this secretary board as a symbol representing the qualifications, because our members are all with the alertness, vigilance, confidentiality, and high ethical standard. This bird is originally you can find in South Africa, and that they are real. They prey on snake, and then from the picture of the slides, you can see that they have sharp eyes and with a sharp beak, and then they are very powerful to prey. And from what I learned from one of the BBC documentary, they are one of the top 100 predators. So you see that they are very vigilant. And we use this because we also say that they in South Africa that they will protect the farmers, their farms. So it's just like our profession, the charter secretaries and charter governance professionals are the conscience of the company. So this is why we have it. As you will join, you may know that yes, when you become a member, you will become a member of the international body, the Charter Governance Institute, as well as the Hong Kong Institute of Chartered Secretaries. So I would like to know how much you know about our professional body. So I have two polling questions. The first one, for all to answer, how many divisions are there with the Chartered Governance Institute? You have 20 minutes to answer. So if you are on the cam, give a tick to the answer. You have 20 seconds to answer the questions. 5 minutes left. So give us your answer. 7, okay. Then we'll see what's the answers. Oh, I saw quite a number of our members also answer the question 2. How many members and students in Hong Kong and China divisions? So we have 50-50, 9 and 10 for the first one. And then we have 75% of our answers for the third one, members with 6,000 and students with 3,200. So let's see the answers. Okay, let's see the answers. So if you got 9 divisions, yes, you're correct. And then if you got the with the students number of Hong Kong and China, then you can see from the next slide, 6,000 and 3,200. So congratulations. So quite a number of our students are aware, you know well about our professional body. So from the slides, we go back, that is, it is an international body, a professional body, and that our qualification is portable among the 9 divisions, over 80 jurisdictions. And these 9 divisions are shown on this slide: Canada, United Kingdom, we call the UCRET, Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Zimbabwe, and Southern Africa, and of course, Hong Kong and China division. So about our professional body in Hong Kong. So you see we have a development stage from 1949. And then in 1994, we have the name of the Hong Kong Institute of Company Secretaries. And 2005, we have the name of, now we call the Hong Kong Institute of Chartered Secretaries. And now we have over 6,000 members and 3,200 students. About the latest CGQP policies. So, of course, we need to know the CGQP is the Chartered Governance Qualifying Program. And most of the students, you will receive the transition of your examination status from IQS to CGQP. And that this is the examination schemes that all students now have to attend with 8 subjects, 8 modules in total, but the boardroom dynamics and Hong Kong taxations are the 2 electives. You can choose either one of them. And about a number of students asked, so how long can I take to complete the examinations for this CGQP? We still recommend that you have to complete within 6 years because you only have to attend 7 subjects. But because of the heavy work duties these days, that the students may extend a maximum of 4 additional years for you to complete the CGQP. That is a total of 10 years. And this 10 years, if you are already a student registered before 1st of January 2020, don't worry. We take this 10 years from this 1st January 2020. So you have another 10 years, a long time. But of course, we hope that students can complete their examinations and become a member as soon as possible. And when we talk about examinations, of course, and some students ask about if I have a business trip or a busy work schedule, can I, after applying for the examinations, can I postpone it? Sorry to say that we can't. It's only if you are because of the health issues or sickness reasons. With a medical certificate, you can apply for postponement of examinations to the next examinations diet. But of course, you have to pay for the postponement fees, and that you have to stay for the same examination module, and the decisions of the institute is final because we have to justify that your postponement is appropriate. And then the next is, some students ask about, if I'm not satisfied with this examination results, what can I do? Yes, you can ask for examination results review. You have to fill in the form with the application fees, and then to submit your application within 10 days after the examinations. and then we will process and then revert to you. And sometimes students say that I'm too busy, I forgot to pay certain fees like student renewal fees, or some students apply for student examination fees. A student cannot owe monies to the institute. If you, all student fees must be paid before due date. But if you have not yet settled before due dates, then we will have additional charges for you to reapply for your rights, such as if you are you will be removed if you fail to pay your annual subscription fees before due date, but you can re-register as a student again, but you have to pay the additional. Or that you forgot, we may have some new students, and then we have approved your exemption, and then you did not pay within the due date, then your exemptions approved will be forfeit, and that you can reapply, but then you have to pay additional fees. But I would like to remind all students, we don't want to receive your additional fees. We want you to comply. And then once you receive these notices from the institute, act soon, pay, and then to have your benefits and right as you paid. And when we talk about this, all the communications with our students, that we require all students to maintain a current contact, that is including your email, correspondent address, and your mobile phones, because these are the most effective way for the institute to send emails to you. And then because at these days, we will mostly send emails to inform you. Or sometimes we will send you SMS of urgency or important notices. And then also you have to, from time to time, check your inbox on the login area of the website, because all the important notices will be sent to your inbox. So you can refer to those messages and then to remind yourself to act. So these are the claims. And some students ask about, because when you apply as a student, the first application, you already have made your exemptions applications. But sometimes students have acquired additional or further qualifications like a master's degree or another professional qualifications. They ask about what are the exemptions I may have. So please refer to our website on studentship with exemptions. We have a very clear table of the different qualifications, the eligibilities of the exemptions. So you can refer as shown in this slide. And also this also gives you a comprehension of all the degrees, academic award or professional qualifications. And if you have already applied exemptions, but I have another qualifications, then you may apply for it. But as I've said before, if you have already applied for your first exemption but you fail, then you will have to pay for the late charges. So don't give us additional money. Just get what you should have. We don't need that additional fees. Okay, so this is for the exemption, forfeit, and reapplications requirements. And we, as I noted, that we have a few CCA students that they, from time to time, seems too busy with their study and forgot about their obligations to the institute to remain registered as a student of the institute, or that how and when they should apply for the full exemption after their completion of the master degrees, the 4 recognized master degrees. So for all these CCA students, please also refer to this studentship about the collaborative courses. We have details of all your obligations and rights for the exemptions applications, and that you have to still maintain your studentship. And also, I would like to remind, the Institute will remind all those who are studying this program annually. We will send notice to your universities. So please also read the notices from the Institute to your university so that you keep abreast with what's happening of your CCA program and for the exemptions applications. So these are the four postgraduate, the CCA programs that are eligible to apply for full exemptions. So for full exemptions policies in brief, all CCA students, you must maintain as a student of the institute when you're studying the program and up to your graduation and up to your application of exemptions. If you're not a student, you have no rights to apply for these exemptions. So, and that a minimum of 1.5 years, 18 months. This is applicable to all the first registration and re-registration. And after your completion and graduation from these master's programs, you have to apply for your full exemptions within a period of 6 months after the graduation, following of which you will have to pay additional charges. So as I've said, we don't need that money. Do comply and apply for your exemptions as early as possible. So and I would like to remind, but if you are newly joined as a CCA student, if you apply for credit transfer, please remind to inform the institute that you have this credit transfer, because we have all the checking with the universities. So for every of these changes, I would like to remind students to communicate with the students. So these are the brief policies that I would like to remind students. All these policies are all on the studentship website of the institute, so you can refer to it. If you have any queries, write to us and then we will explain to you. Okay, now we comes to our examination and learning sharing. So the key of this sharing. So now we come back to Bonnie and Kate. So Bonnie is students who got quite a number of subject prizes and the merit certificate award. And Kate is in her final year of the Open University MCG program. And with Kate, she is also our one of the international internship exchange students, the very first one. So we will ask about the question. So without further ado, for Bonnie and Kate, I would like to, maybe it's better for you to introduce yourself. Why not, Bonnie, you start first?
Okay, sure. Good evening, I'm Bonnie Yeung. My major study was translation, and I'm currently a secretary at a nonprofit organization. I started taking the HKICS examination in December 2018, and so far I've completed 4 examinations. So today I hope my experience will help all of you in preparing your own examinations in future.
Yeah, definitely. Your tips will be helpful to most of our audience tonight. And Kate, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I start Hong Kong ICS studentship after my bachelor degrees many years ago, and now I work for a private equity fund, and my main duties is handling the fund administration works.
Okay, so with your background, may I first ask both of you, and then you reply, and then talk to our students. So what makes you to join and that try to join the institute, and that what makes you want to become a member of the CGI and the Hong Kong Institute? So why you want to join the membership and take the examinations?
Okay, maybe I start first.
Yeah.
As an art student, first I felt quite frustrated after graduation because, as you may know, translators' work is sometimes tedious and sedentary. So I tried to explore some other qualifications, and a friend of mine told me that maybe you can consider taking the IQS examinations because it is a good way to enhance your competitiveness and also to better equip yourself for better career development. So this is why I started.
Okay, so you are starting from a different disciplines of studies and wants to join the charter secretaries and charter governance professional qualifications. And how about you, Kate?
Similar to Bonnie, because my major is language with business. So my working experience mainly is secretary or administrations. So I think what can I well equipped with some practical skills apply to my job. I think I need to study more and advance, such as I try to attend the examinations for the charter secretaries.
Okay.
Yeah, similar.
Okay, so from both of your experience, as I know that you will have to take quite a number of examinations. Bonnie,
Right.
do you have any exemptions in your?
No, I had no exemption at the beginning. So at the time I started, I had to take 8 examinations, but later 2 of the subjects became elective subjects. So still I have to take all the 7 examinations. That was pretty much for me.
Yeah, but you do very well because you've got, so I will share this with our audience. You've got the subject prize, Hong Kong corporate law, which most of the students said that is very difficult. And
Yes, I think so.
Because I know that I have no relevant background, so I spend much time on the revision by studying the case, and especially I found the prime law account very useful because I could find all the cases, relevant cases on the system, and it helped me a lot in preparing for the examination.
So very quickly, you say that our online study materials is helpful for your study in this company law subjects.
Yes.
So have you taken any of the other, like our examination technique workshop or the preparatory course, the preparatory program offered by the Hong Kong Youth Space?
I didn't really take the courses, but I heard that they should be useful, especially for us students like me. And actually, I have a friend who is also a student of the institute, so I sought her advice quite often. And this was how I managed to study the examination pretty well.
Okay, so you have good companions with joining with others, and then you can share your learnings and difficulties. So how about because you have no business studies background, and that you've got the merit certificate of Hong Kong financial accounting and Hong Kong taxation, and how you manage it?
It is important to study the concept first because at the beginning I was really at a loss because I don't know how the system or the numbers is working. So I spent much time to study the textbook to see how the system works, and then I try to practice a lot on the equations, on everything. So practice makes perfect.
So you're learning with these. We said that you need to do some calculation first, right?
Yeah.
Manipulate, do the calculations, and then you have to understand why and where to put these figures.
Yes, definitely.
So the principle of these subjects are important before you move forward to do the calculations.
Yes, you have to understand the concept behind before you manage to practice it yourself.
Okay, then you give a very good indications to all the other students. And it also show in certain of our examiners report, if our audience are listening, that the examiners also comment, don't just try to practice the past papers. You need to understand the principles. Bonnie, am I correct?
Yes, you point out a very important point because many students may have overlooked the importance of the examiner's report. Very often we study the exam paper, the suggested answers. By mere memorization, you cannot do a subject well. You have to also study the examination report to understand why some of the students may fail to perform well in that particular diet. And by learning from their mistake, you can perform better in your own attempt.
Okay, so that explains why you can do very well indeed, and congratulations to your performance with non-business studies graduates, and you did well, and I would say outperformed quite a number of our business studies students. So can I come back to Kate? So what makes you, have you ever attempted the examinations, and what makes you to change your study mode for a master program?
Actually, I took the Hong Kong US-based preparation course to prepare the examinations, but I think it is quite intensive, so I can't digest so much content to take the examinations. I very appreciate Bonnie's examination skills, so that's why I think I take twice financial management, but failed. So I just give it up. And then after many years, my friends invite me to apply for the master degrees. So I think this is another way, is one stone, two birds. I can get the master degree and the fully examinations for the chartered secretaries.
So may I ask, quite a number of our students also ask, so what's the benefits of taking this master programs, and that how much time is this very difficult or very easy for you, that as they think that yes, I must be able to complete the program and get the degree for exemptions?
I think the mode of study is quite different from the taking the examinations or master degrees, because I think master degrees is a progressive stage. They count the result assessment is from the assignment, attendance, and the examinations. So it's quite different from I just take the examinations. So I think I get the benefits from, because I learn from my group assignments or from the tutors. It's quite interactive and lively. So I learn a lot and pick it up, and a motivation for me to study again and further.
Okay, so when you have do all the assignments or the examinations or presentations, then it gives you a continuing study, and that keeping you to the more up-to-date changes or the requirements of about the CG and C development.
Yes, I think so, because the material is quite up to date. Because I take when I take the examinations, I just study the past papers, so I can't get the good result.
So Kate tell us one of, I'm sorry to say, is a case which is not very effective just by studying the past papers. Okay, so then I come to Bonnie. While you are studying on your own, together with your friend, right, with all these subjects, so do you find any things that you find is enjoyable for this study, and that do you find that while you are doing your self-study, does it help you in your work?
First of all, I think the learning process is pretty enjoyable, because from time to time you gain some new knowledge and you learn something new that is often applicable to my job. For example, when I study strategic and operations management, I think the management skills or the communication skills are actually applicable to my workplace communication. Yes.
Okay, then how about you, Kate? With your easy learning schedule.
Yes, I think it's quite practical and total development for my career, because just say the corporate law, I will risk management for my career. That is reach the fiduciary duties of directors, just as a case. So I think it's quite useful for my career.
Okay, so I have a few more questions for Bonnie, and then think quite a number of our participants want more tips from you. How do you plan for your examinations?
Usually I started my revision pretty early, say 5 to 6 months in advance. So, but I don't start with revising a few many hours a day. Maybe just start with 30 minutes or an hour to glance over the study materials. Then gradually you spend more time on memorizing the case and doing more revision in greater depth. So slowly you gain the knowledge, not by just studying in just a month, or say, right?
Okay, because with the examinations, that even when we talk about the IQS in the past, that the examinations you take, and now the CGQP examinations, we recommend students to take 200 hours for one subject. So for this 200 hours, as you said earlier, Bonnie, you said that you will read like 30 minutes in the beginning, gradually with skimming. Then you skim around and then try to pick some keywords.
Right.
So how you plan for it? Do you look into the syllabus first and then to skim through certain like a chapters in 30 minutes, or that you would do some things together?
It depends from subject to subject, because I didn't take the preparatory courses prepared by Hong Kong U Space or other institutes. So I try to study the syllabus, and also by reading the past paper to see what are the most common topics or popular topics. Then I have a full picture of what the examination is about. Then I slowly go into greater details.
So you study with your own pace. Then you try to see if this subject matter is familiar, you can master it more easily, or that it will be, it takes some difficulties for you. Then you will spread out your learning hours.
Yes, because the learning pace of each student could be different. So it is important to understand whether you can manage the subject in a short period of time, or you need more time to do the preparation. So for me, I'm the kind of person who takes a longer time to prepare. So I started earlier because I understand I have the need to, right?
Okay. So I may add, because in the past few years at our convocation and with the student representative to speak for the reflection, I can tell that all are from the non-business discipline studies, because they think that, yes, this is something new to me. They spend more time and put more efforts in it. And so I think this is something that maybe in particular our non-business studies students, you don't be afraid of the new subject matters. A lot of students can master them very well. And okay, I'll come back to you, Kate. So this is your final year. You are going to graduate very soon.
Yes, finally.
Finally. Okay, so what are your most favorite subjects, and then which subjects that you think that is most useful in your day-to-day work?
I think corporate law and corporate governance, because I think in the business center, you know how to cable with another business. So it's quite useful for me to risk management and how to tackle with some problems.
Okay. Now we move forward looking, because we look into in the past what you have done, what you have overcome with all your difficulties. Now, both of you were aware that we now comes to the new qualifying program, the Chartered Governance Qualifying Program, the CGQP. And Bonnie, do you know what subjects you have to take in the new program, the outstanding modules?
I have 3 outstanding modules. They are interpreting financial and accounting information, corporate secretaryship and compliance, as well as corporate governance.
Okay.
I have to take these examinations.
So can you share what's your plan? You know that because of this COVID-19,
right,
we have to postpone the June examinations to November. And now, from now, this is almost end of April, and then from May up to November, the last week. And how you would advise, or what will you make your plan for your examinations? Then I think this is more interesting for our audience to know.
Right, so it is an unprecedented situation. The examination has been postponed. So personally, I feel there is more time to prepare for the examination because it is just April. And to consider the next examination in November, we still have half a year to prepare. So it is important that we have our own study schedule. For example, to consider how many subjects you're going to take in the next examination, then you start to plan what to start with. And I recommend that you study the syllabus because there is some changes in the topics. So you have to understand what you need to study for the examination and prepare accordingly.
Yeah, and then both of you may have looked into our websites, the new syllabus. We put in the very detailed form.
Right. And
also we've done 2 students gathering online with the academics to walk through briefly of the syllabus and with some advice from them. So I would advise our students to look up, if you haven't attended those online gathering, look up with our video. We have recorded it, and then you can check your own syllabus. And of course, if you have not yet registered online with our online study materials, do it soon. And it gives you, as Bonnie mentioned, it gives you a lot of learning support. Don't print. Will you advise them to print the study materials online?
No, you don't need to. So anytime you want to check the information, you just go to the system.
Yeah, right. Go to the system because it gives you more powerful learning materials.
Right.
Okay. And Kate, have you used our online study materials for your study?
For the past paper, I think it's quite useful for me.
Okay, that's very good. And so with this, with your planning, and then of course do all you have to consider how many subjects or what subjects you will attend, and start to draw up your learning plan now. And so that our registration time, we now have moved to from 1st July to 15th September. You have 2 months to plan before you do your registration. Am I correct?
Right.
Yeah. So maybe Kate, I just come back to you with an interesting sharing. You've joined the internship for the London Hong Kong Exchange Program 2019, and would like to share this program with our other students?
Yes, because my pleasure to got the golden chance, because I can get the internship at HKICS. It is a quite successful firm. Because I'm not the company secretary, this is a precious moment for me to learn from the talents surrounding me, because they are quite they are around 15 company secretary there, and they share their experience and teach me how to do the qualified company secretary. So it's quite useful for me.
Yeah. With this, we also have an interview with Kate and our student intern from London, from the UK, with Ms. Edith Shi, our international president, with about their internship experience. So we have a lot of heavy stuff of how to prepare exams, the difficulties you have to overcome. And can I just ask more interesting questions? So what will you do? How you balance your work, study, and personal life? We talk about work-life balance, but our students have to add one more: work, study, life balance. So what will you do? How you plan for your 7 days a week, 24 hours a day to balance your life.
Yes, I think by taking the examination, you need to be aware of your own study schedule. So for me, I think I can flexibly arrange between my study, work, and life. So when I feel I need to study more, then I shorten my time for personal life and vice versa. So if I finish my revision early, then I can have more time for my personal life and my work. So it really depends on how you arrange your time. It is about time management.
So with time management. And how about you, Kate? So you have a more structured one because you have to go to lectures.
Yes, I agree with Bonnie. I think time management and well organized your time is very important because my work is very busy, and so maybe I do the assignment at night, and during the weekends I can take my personal life during the holidays.
So did it take up a lot of your time during like Saturday, Sunday, and public holidays for your preparation of exam, Bonnie?
I usually spend like as of now, I spend 30 minutes on my revision. That is not a lot. But when it gets closer to the examination on the weekend, I may spend like 6 to 8 hours on revision. So as long as you arrange your time well, that is not a big problem.
Okay, so both of you have very busy study schedule, and of course you have to go to work. So how do you think the support from your employers and your family?
My employer supports my decision of taking the examination. So my work life is not as busy as Kate. So that is all right. And definitely my family is very supportive all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, because my employer is very supportive. When I need to go to the examination, I can take the annual leave, and my family is very supportive because no pressure.
Yeah, from what I heard from other students is that usually if their employer, first of all, supports their studies, because the employers wants to have the qualified members that they can contribute in their work. So usually they will discuss with their employers if they have to prepare for their examinations and etc. So support is important as well as your determinations and your time management. So the last one is an open one. What are your advice? What will you advise to our audience tonight for their how to pursue for these qualifications? First, complete this examinations first.
First, you need to have a very clear goal as to when you would like to complete all the examinations. Then you plan ahead to understand how many examinations you're going to take in each diet and how you manage your time to prepare for the examination. And as Louisa have mentioned, determination is really important. As long as you have the determination to accomplish it, then I think you can do it.
Okay, thank you for your advice. And how about you, Kate? Okay. So Kate seems not on the line. What we'll think is that then we will have this chatting about how to for the examinations and learning experience sharing. And thank you for Bonnie and as well as Kate for all your sharing. And now, oh yes, welcome back, Kate. We are almost complete this sharing section. So now we will go to, okay, we'll go to the next section is about the support of the institute. So once again, I would like to remind our students that the June 2022 examination is postponed and then you refer to the notice on the website, and all of you should receive our emails about this. And the next examination will be held in November. Before we go to the learning support, I would just like to give some roundup of what Kate and Bonnie has given. Is prepare and make a study plan. So you now have 6 months to prepare for this. Organize your study time and space. That is also your learning plan. And then you will see, make a habit of how you study. Like Bonnie said that she will have a 30 minutes glance through. And then at the nearer time, she'll spend most of her Saturdays and Sundays for long learning hours. And very important also, you have to discover your learning style, because everybody is different, like Kate and Bonnie. And then she said that she will have a review of the syllabus and look into whether the subject matter is familiar or that she can master more easily. And so when you go to study, most important of all is that you have to get familiar with the online study materials. This is free of charge to all our students. So make use of these benefits. And then with all the learning principles, you can grasp the learning principles, then you can start to do the practice, like looking into past papers, looking into the pilot papers, and the indicative mark schemes, and also the examiner's reports. It gives you all the information of what are the requirements and expectations of our examinations. So prepare your examinations. You may, like Kate, do your own study if you are a very well-disciplined person. If not, you need some guidance, then go to the examination technique seminars or study the preparatory programs of the modules. And then with you have the good foundations of the knowledge, then take a challenge to do some mock answers for the pilot papers or do some past papers. Because although we said that this is a new CGQP examinations, but quite a number of the subject matters are derived from, are the same as in the old examinations, but we add on new syllabus, new materials, and also you have to get familiar with the new changes. Because this is a professional examinations, and then we want students to be topical, and that you know what is happening in your professional life. And then, of course, form your own study group, like Kate and with her friend. Then they study together. They can share, or like Bonnie, that they have sharing with other people. And then stay motivated and update. So read the informations like the CSJ, our monthly journals. In particular, we have the bulletin board updates, that is the BBUs. We post it and then send via e-updates to all our students and members, because all the latest changes are there, and then you know what's coming next. You will know what's coming next in your examinations. And also, we've got a lot of the research reports and guidance notes. These are all practical for students. If you are not familiar with certain subject matters, you can read through, and then you may get more practical experience. Keep in touch with the practitioners. So if you say that I'm not familiar, join our institute's activities, like the mentorship program. You will meet all your mentors and mentees, and then you can have more friends and colleagues to join. And finally is think positively, like Kate and Bonnie. They know what they want to do. They have an objectives. They always keep abreast with what they think they have to complete. So these are also the 10 study tips we want to give to our students to prepare for your CGQP examinations. So about the learning resources and support to our students. So we have a long list. We already mentioned the online study materials, examination technique seminars. Because of the COVID-19 this year, This is on a online basis, examination preparatory programs, and we've done the new module induction section. Online is all the videos are now on the website. Past question papers, pilot papers, we've already mentioned the journals publications we have, CPD seminars, and then the mentorship program. So all these you can find from our website. We can glance through very quickly all the videos for you. And the CSJ, and that ACRU, this is a very updated one. And the learning support research, this is all the news and publications, all are from our website. And most important of all, always check the studentship section, and then we will update all the news and that with changes there. So a final reminder, if you are planning for your November examinations, this is a key dates that you have to get aware of. Enrollment on the 1st July up to 15th of September. We will have another sections for the examinations, technique seminars, workshop, depends on what's happening for this COVID-19. And then we will have a certain pre-release case for the CGQP examinations, in particular for the part 2.1, that is the strategic management, the risk management, and the boardroom dynamics. So for final one, I hope everybody can have a good study plan and fulfill all the examinations. And for your route, for the examinations, it's just part of the criteria become a member. So to become a member, I would like to remind you, complete the CGQP within 10 years. 10 years is too long. Make it short and become a member. And then with your relevant working experience from your leaving of the universities, from the degree onwards, not from the studentship registration. So I think most of the students will be able to have this experience ready, and with a fit and proper person criteria. Fulfilling these three, you will become a member. So this is just another route for you to see how you can become a member of the institute. And that you've got two qualifications, is from the Chartered Governance Institute as well as the HKICS. To become the members of these two professional bodies, you can call yourself the Chartered Secretary and the Chartered Governance Professional. So you pay only one membership fees. You don't have to pay more, okay? And these are the recognitions of the membership of the institute from the company registry, the Hong Kong MA, SFC, and then we can have the direct access to the bar. Of course, most important, a very important one is the become a company secretaries of the listed companies in Hong Kong. Must be one our member, and then with certain official receivers office of the act as trustees in bankruptcy cases. And this is one I would just like to remind that with the Chartered Governance Institute, this is the competency framework of governance professional. We understand what we should know, and then we practice what we have to do, and then we do it for what we believe in values. So I would like to remind our students that take this as big, and that be enabling you to be a good governance professionals. So we have a few of the forthcoming events to remind our students. Some are for fun. We don't just study. We just talk about work, study, life balance. And because of this COVID-19, we have a few free of charge webinar activities for our students and members to join. Just stay tuned and you will receive all these notices, or check the event section on the website of the Institute. And we have more offerings for our students to join. And for the communications that check the institute website, your email and the inbox in the login area, and then check the upcoming events and news at our website, and also give a like to us for the Facebook. We have a lot of events, updates, or news media feeding in the Facebook. So after introducing all these, you can contact us at all times via email. And now we come to the Q&A sessions. So if any of our participants wants to have questions about the examinations, or still you want to go back to talk with ask about Kate and Bonnie, just write in the Q&A section. And I have a few questions sent in the box. So I will just read it out and then maybe share with our students. So one of the students asked, maybe can we open the mic for Kate and Bonnie? Yeah. So yes. They ask, Bonnie, what is the best way to prepare for examinations? Can you share with us?
I think, Louisa, you've mentioned 10 tips, right, in the PowerPoint to study for the examination. And also, as I've mentioned, it's important to exercise time management. You plan ahead to see how much time you need to prepare for the examination, then gradually you pick up the knowledge and then you can manage to take the examination well. So start your preparation earlier. Yeah.
Okay, there is one question while the audience asked particulars to Bonnie. How many subjects you advise students to take at maximum for the examinations in one diet?
I think there's not a definite answer here, but usually I take 1 to 2 examinations in each diet. So if I don't have much work to do and I have the free time to, then I will take 2 examinations. And if I feel that I need more time to prepare for one particular examination, then I just take 1. So it really depends on whether you are familiar with the topic. Say for taking the corporate law examination, because I have no prior knowledge, so I just take 1 examination in that diet.
Okay, and there is one question that I may answer. How to get online login for the online support? I think that your online login means the online study materials. I will please refer to our learning support on the website of the studentship sections. We'll have a very clear one. Otherwise, that I will advise our Miss Yao, you send in your email, then we will send the link to you. All the details are there, so we won't go further. About the PowerPoint, we don't share PowerPoint. Most of these PowerPoints are from the website. So you can go to the website to look in with details. And Joe, one question is for Kate, but I think you may not be able to answer it because she asked about to join the exchange program internship for undergraduates, but work for a few years. Because of this COVID-19, we stopped everything. So no more, we can't offer any more international of this international exchange. And about Kate, why would you prefer to, oh no, it should be Bonnie. Why would you prefer to take the examinations rather than the master programs?
Oh, because I saw that for taking the courses, is it about master program or the courses?
Joining the collaborative courses, that is the master programs.
Master program, because taking examinations is cheaper. A more cost-effective way of doing it. And also, as I've mentioned, you can manage your time better. Say you can revise at any time that you feel is convenient. So this is why I take the examinations.
Okay. There's one question asked about Bonnie. How many papers are you going to take in November?
I think I'm going to take 2 examinations because now you can count you have 6 months to prepare. So I will prepare for 2 subjects and take the interpreting financial and accounting information as well as corporate governance examinations in November. Right.
Okay. Let me see. I have a question is about the one question asked about it is if I'm qualified of taking exemptions on elective Hong Kong taxation, is this necessary to take another elective boardroom dynamics? I'll answer this question. No, you don't have to. If you are exempted for the Hong Kong taxation, then you don't have to take the boardroom dynamics. You just count for your 7 subjects. And I would just like to remind all students, your examination history, that is your status, the subjects you have passed by taking examinations or by exemptions are all indicate in your own personal login area. And then we also indicate your outstanding subjects. So don't worry. And one students asked about, do I have to apply for exemptions again? No, we already do all the transition for you. So you can just check your examination history. And that we'll see what other questions. So, okay, Bonnie, more students ask about you because they have to take examinations. They ask, do you have to memorize all the past, the precedent case, the law case, and that also the case numbers and UK cases too? So when you study law subjects, what are your experience?
I've studied exam papers of 5 to 6 years, and I try to figure out the more common cases quoted in the papers. So for each like law or regulation, you try to memorize at least I think 2 to 3 cases that are more representative. Then when it comes to taking the examination, you try to quote the relevant cases and explain. So it takes a little bit memorization, but you don't just memorize everything and put them on the paper. You need to analyze and think about it.
Yeah, but I can complement Bonnie's answers because in particular, company law is both the case law and the statute law. So there are certain of we talk about the cases in it, such as like the Solomon and Solomon, you must read it. It's a UK case. So you don't just understand the Hong Kong case because quite a number of these statute law are from the case law. So follow through your study materials. And then when you refer to your past papers, you know that certain cases have to be understand. I don't say memorize, because when you understand that law rules, then you know where the case is from. And that I will refer you to have a check of Dr. David Wu's presentation on the Hong Kong company law syllabus. He also gives certain tips to our students. So refers to all the materials we have. So we are running out of time. That is, maybe we can ask one last questions. Is about, let me see. Okay. It's about the one students asked about, maybe it's also maybe relevance to Kate, but I don't think you need this. She said, being a student, if I fail in any subjects, but I want to study the CCA programs, that is the master programs later. And if I complete the CCA program and I've got the master degree, can I get full exemption even I have failed in the subjects? So
yes.
Yes, you know this very well. If you attend the HKICS, I mean, now is the CGQP examinations, or in the past IQS, you failed the subjects, and now and later you studied the CCA, you can use your CCA qualifications to get the exemptions. But I would like to remind, when you study, there's one very tough one. If you fail in your master program, you may not be able to get your exemptions. So that is that is why we say that it's not strictly easy for you to take the CCA examinations. But still, we will look into it by our committees and to assess everybody individually. So for the last bit, we did overrun for 5 minutes. So I still want to ask Kate and Bonnie, give your last words to our audience tonight.
I've mentioned a couple of times the word time management. It is definitely important, but the other advice is that you may try to attend more events organized by the HKICS, so you find more companions or study buddies whom you can work with or study with. Then you'll find the revision process easier and more comfortable.
I think Hong Kong ICS organize many workshops is very useful because I attend some. They are quite knowledgeable and share their experience and knowledge for us. So you should attend some workshops and share the experience.
Yeah. So thank you very much for Bonnie and Kate spending the evening with us and sharing all your informations. And that for our participants tonight, we may not be able to answer all your questions, and that we thank you for staying with us for the evening. We will try to give the replies to you separately, and then if I will, just like Bonnie, I will advise you to keep abreast with all the news events of the Institute, meet more people, and then you can have a better network. And this is another value of joining a professional body network. So communicate, you ask people to help you. So I will say goodbye and good night to all our participants, to Bonnie and Kate, and then stay healthy, wash your hands, and protect yourself well and be healthy. Okay, thanks, and thanks everybody, and we will meet you next time. By the way, if you want to know more about the qualification, in particular our charter governance qualification, we'll have a governance professional info session on the 7th of May. We have another 2 members sharing them as the governance professional practitioners, and that we will introduce more about the institute and the career opportunities on that evening. So stay tuned of all the events. And so good night and goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.